started recording, right? Nobody else is supposed to click on record now. The session is getting recorded. Once this call is ended, right, you will get the recording option in the chat box. You can just download the chat from there, right? You can just
Yeah.
download the entire recording from there.
Thank you.
And one more thing, we didn't got any attachment or any document from your side.
These slides will be the one which I'm going to share it to you later on. No worries.
Okay, or later on. Okay, okay.
Okay, so the first thing which we have to understand is a very basic concept, which is P2V2C. Right. This is not a technical word. This is more like a household item for me. This is what we started on. We started with all physical to virtual, and then we have the containerization in picture. So this is P2V2C. What is that? That means it is physical to virtual to containers. Right. What we are talking about in this is we are talking about how the technology has evolved. राइट, हाउ द टेक्नोलॉजी हैज़ इवॉल्व, किस तरीके से जो आईटी इंडस्ट्री है उसमें टेक्नोलॉजीज या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इवॉल्व हुए. सो व्हाट दिस स्लाइड सेज दिस, slide says that any application which you want to run, be it a database application, a mail server, or a web server, whatever the case we are talking about, it requires a system to be hosted and to function. That's a basic thing, right? It requires some sort of computing power, and usually that computing power is provided by the machines often known as servers, right? So for each type of application, or whatever type of application you want to run or execute or deploy, you probably would require a hard code computing power, and that computing power are usually considered as the servers, right? And in the next few slides, what we are going to understand is we are going to understand how that server or that system or that machine or that host has evolved, right? हम कहाँ थे, हम कहाँ से कहाँ आए. So we are going to talk about every step which we have taken to evolve the technology. So we'll be discussing some certain limitations of that particular technology, or not the disadvantages but more of a limitation, right? And eventually we'll see that how exactly the next solution offers the advantage over it. So that's something which we are going to understand. So the first thing is all about the physical servers, right? Straightforward, English में लिखा हुआ है. It says in earlier solutions what we used to have is we used to have individual servers hosting the individual applications, right? So the cases were like, in case in my organization I got 10 applications, web server, mail server, FTP server, or something like that. I probably would have 10 physical servers, and on top of those 10 physical servers, I'm gonna run 10 individual applications separately, right? So that was the setup which we used to perform earlier. So this is a slide which you can see, and I'm pretty much sure that you guys are able to relate with this slide, that what exactly we are talking about. We're talking about the physical systems, guys, right? We are talking about 3 physical systems in this particular diagram. As you can see, all of them have certain hardware configurations, get an 8 GB and 2 CPU RAMs, and you're running an application. So one machine is running a web server, another is running a mail server, the third one is running a file server. And the last column which you're able to, the last row which you're able to see in here is denoting the amount of utilization of the hardware utilization which is happening on this machine. Correct? So this is kind of an assumption. Okay? This machine is basically taking 30% utilization of your hardware. This one is 10 and this one is 20. So what conclusion does we derive? It derives that eventually the amount of hardware which you have allocated for this particular application to run is huge, right? And the load which is getting generated on this application by the users is not able to consume the hardware properly. Correct, sir? Any question? This looks good, right? From the legacy
Yeah, right.
solution, we jumps to the next solution, which is virtualization, right? And अभी ये क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ, ठीक है? What do you guys know about virtualization, or what is the purpose behind virtualization, or what do you think could be the advantage of virtualization? अभी मैंने नहीं पढ़ा है. We have the second slide to discuss what virtualization is. But अभी जो आपने मार्केट में सुना होगा कि लोग virtualization करते हैं, ज्यादातर लोग आपको क्यों बोलते हैं कि हम वर्चुअलाइजेशन सॉल्यूशन चला रहे हैं? व्हाई डू यू थिंक
Max,
दैट?
Virtualization to
maximum utilization of
maximum
resources.
utilization, effective utilization of resources.
ठीक है, ध्यान रखिएगा, इस स्टेटमेंट को ध्यान रखिएगा, ठीक है। मैक्सिमम और इफेक्टिव यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ हार्डवेयर, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम। द रीजन व्हाई आई आस्क यू क्वेश्चन इज बिकॉज 90% of the people always answers the question in the same way which you have did, that you're talking about the utilization, right? Utilization of the hardware. अब एक सिनेरियो लेके चलते हैं guys, you know, let's just think about a scenario. We have multiple applications running inside our infrastructure, ठीक है, we got multiple applications running our infrastructure. Let's suppose all of them are based on Windows, ठीक है। So we got a server with a good hardware configuration, ठीक है। आपने एक अच्छी हार्डवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन के साथ सर्वर ले लिया, लेट्स सपोज 4 CPU कोड ले लिया, 8 GB या 16 GB रैम ले ली, ठीक है। On top of this you are running your operating system. Good day? You're running your operating system. Now what we know about operating system? Operating system is a multitasking stuff, right? Right? एक चीज होती है, इसे मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग कहते हैं। CPU में मल्टीपल प्रोसेसर्स लगे हुए हैं। आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग ऑन द हार्डवेयर लेवल, बट द कर्नल ऑफ योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इज इंटेलिजेंट इनफ टू प्रोवाइड यू द फंक्शनलिटी ऑफ मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग। एम आई करेक्ट? यस और नो? है ना? मल्टीटास्किंग है, मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग है। अभी ये बात कर रहे थे कि बेटर हार्डवेयर यूटिलाइजेशन है। बेटर हार्डवेयर यूटिलाइजेशन क्यों है? क्योंकि लेट्स सपोज इफ आई एम रनिंग एन ऐप 1 over here, the amount of load getting generated on this app 1 is not sufficient to use the or properly utilize the hardware. Can't I run another application on the same box? मेरा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम मल्टीटास्किंग है, मल्टी प्रोसेसिंग है। इज इट नॉट पॉसिबल टू रन दी अनदर एप्लीकेशन ऑन द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म? कर सकते हैं ना, ये सॉल्यूशन तो है ना हमारे पास। अगर ये सॉल्यूशन है तो व्हाई वी मूव टुवर्ड वर्चुअलाइजेशन? व्हाट इज द डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ रनिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ अ सेटअप? गाइस लेट्स ट्राई टू मेक दिस मोर इंटरैक्टिव, राइट? जो पता है उसके बारे में बताओ, क्या आपको इस सिनेरियो में क्या ड्रॉबैक लगता है?
So actually, every application has its own dependencies. In terms of OS kernel, OS libraries, and other things. So that's why maybe they require separate OS to run that application.
नहीं, let's suppose these two applications runs on Windows, right? Both of them support Windows 10, so I can run it on Windows 10.
Yes.
ठीक है, तो एक
One
सेकंड
application can impact the performance of second application.
impact the performance of separate application. चलो थोड़ा सा लॉजिकली बात करते हैं, ठीक है। अब थोड़ा टेक्निकल लेवल पे बात करते हैं, ठीक है। आपने जो चीज़ बोली, आई वॉज एग्रीइंग विद दैट, यूटिलाइजेशन। फॉर मी वर्चुअलाइजेशन इज मोर देन दैट। वर्चुअलाइजेशन इज मोर ऑफ आइसोलेशन, ठीक है, मोर ऑफ आइसोलेशन। नाउ जस्ट टॉक अबाउट द आइसोलेशन इन दिस। हमारे पास दो लेवल के आइसोलेशन हमें मैनेज करने हैं। द फर्स्ट लेवल ऑफ आइसोलेशन विच वी आर गोइंग टू मैनेज द हार्डवेयर आइसोलेशन। जैसा कि अभी किसी ने कहा कि अगर एक एप्लीकेशन पे लोड ज़्यादा आ जाएगा तो इवेंचुअली इट इज़ गोइंग टू कंज्यूम मोर हार्डवेयर एंड देन प्रोबेबली देयर वुड बी अ चांस दैट अनदर एप्लीकेशन विल नॉट गेट द इनफ रिसोर्सेज टू रन, right? I make sense. It's perfectly fine. It does make sense, right? Believe me, as an administrator, I can tell you that there are options inside machines in which you can define the amount of resources to be consumed by an application, right? There's a thing term known as quota. आप लगा सकते हो, आप बाकायदा कोटा लगा सकते हो कि ये डीमन इतना ही रैम यूज़ करेगा, ये डीमन इतना ही हार्ड ड्राइव या सीपीयूज को कंज्यूम करेगा। देयर इज एन ऑप्शन वेर यू कैन डिफाइन दीज सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टफ, राइट? सो हार्डवेयर आइसोलेशन कैन बी हैंडल्ड। हार्डवेयर लेवल आइसोलेशन की अगर आप बात कर रहे हो तो दीज आर दी स्टफ्स विच कैन बी हैंडल्ड। व्हाट यू कैन नॉट हैंडल इज दी सॉफ्टवेयर लेवल आइसोलेशन, ठीक है। और इसको समझने के लिए लेट्स जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड अ सिनेरियो, राइट? डिपेंडेंसीज, लाइब्रेरीज, बाइनरीज सबको पता होंगी, राइट? लेट्स सपोज टेक एन एग्जांपल, ये जो आपकी एप्लीकेशन चल रही है, ठीक है, इन दोनों को चलने के लिए 100 डिपेंडेंसीज की रिक्वायरमेंट थी। एंड फॉर्चुनेटली डिपेंडेंसीज आप लाइब्रेरी कंसिडर कर लो, बाइनरी कंसिडर कर लो, कुछ भी कंसिडर कर लो, यू नो इट एंटायरली इज योर चॉइस. Let's suppose these two applications requires 100 libraries to run, 100 binaries to run. And fortunately for us, both of them require the exact 100 libraries. Both of them. दोनों को exactly यही लाइब्रेरी चाहिए. चलो सर, आपने पहले वो 100 लाइब्रेरीज इंस्टॉल करी, अपनी एप्लीकेशंस रन करी, and the applications are running perfectly fine. Do you see any issue in this? Now, let's suppose this kind of setup is running for next 3 months or 6 months or an year. चल रहा है, बिंदास चल रहा है. 6 महीने बाद the OEM of this application drops you a mail that we are going to release the new version of this app 1.1, and we are going to discontinue the older version. Right? We are going to discontinue the older version and we are going to release the new version. You have to update your application so that it can run, otherwise the older application will be non-compliant. Right? You go through the release note and you find it out that out of these 100 libraries, there are 2 libraries or 1 library or whatever the case may be which will also be upgraded. ठीक है, which will also be upgraded. ये application नई application चलाने के लिए आपको 2 libraries भी update करनी पड़ेगी. Now there is a problem because this application requires the older version of the library. This application, the new version of this application, requires the latest version of the library. You guys are getting it? मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
This is where एक admin भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता. ठीक है, this is where the admin will also try his hand कि boss, no, this is not possible. Like hardware level isolation is something which I can handle. What I'm going to do is software level isolation, man. There's no option. I cannot install the 2 version of the same platform, same application or same library in a system. Error दे देगा वो. ठीक है, यूजुअली लाइब्रेरीज लेवल पे तो बहुत अच्छा एरर दे देता है कि बॉस ये लाइब्रेरी पहले से इंस्टॉल्ड है, क्या करना चाह रहा है, व्हाट यू वांट टू डू, नॉट पॉसिबल. Right? So this is one of the cause, or this is one of the scenario which probably like make us move to the next solution, which was virtualization. I hope everybody is clear with this. किसी को इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है. Right? So this was more of a disadvantage. The main disadvantage obviously is costing. या ठीक है, अगर आप इस तरीके से चला रहे हो तो कॉस्टिंग है, आपका कैपेक्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा लग रहा है, इवेंचुअली हार्डवेयर यूटिलाइजेशन हो नहीं रही है. अगर आप इस सेटअप को इस तरीके से लेके जाते हैं तो यहाँ पे आप इस प्रॉब्लम में फंसते हैं जो भी हमने डिस्कस की. ठीक है, टू मूव अहेड और टू जंप अहेड टू द नेक्स्ट सॉल्यूशन, we got into the virtual machines. Right? We got into the technology which is known as virtualization. So when you're talking about a virtualization, okay, the way I remember virtualization is more of what you call a solution which allows us to run multiple instances of the services on the shared platform. Right? There are multiple types of virtualization. You got hardware virtualization, network virtualization, storage virtualization, बहुत type की virtualization, database virtualization. There are a lot of types of virtualization which we have. We are going to discuss what we call as compute virtualization or the hardware, server virtualization. It's a concept of running multiple operating system on the shared hardware pool simultaneously. ठीक है, आप एक ही टाइम पे एक से ज़्यादा ओएस को चला दोगे. अब ये रही आपके पास फिजिकल मशीन. ठीक है, इसके अंदर कुछ हार्डवेयर लगा हुआ है गाइस. लेट्स सपोज वही 4 CPU कोर एंड 16 GB रैम. ठीक है, ये आपका हार्डवेयर लगा हुआ है. ऑन टॉप ऑफ दिस हार्डवेयर यू आर गोइंग टू इंस्टॉल अ सॉफ्टवेयर विच अलाउज अस टू डू द virtualization, and that software is basically hypervisor. Right? And on top of this, because you are running the hypervisor, you will have the authority to create VMs. The VM will have their own virtual hardware. Right? They will have their own OS, and on top of that, they will run their own application. Make sense, guys? This is what the setup is all about. Then, any question? This makes sense to everyone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
अब इसमें ड्रॉबैक क्या है? इसमें भी तो कुछ ड्रॉबैक होना चाहिए ना, तभी तो हम नेक्स्ट टेक्नोलॉजी पे जाएंगे. इसमें ड्रॉबैक क्या है? बिकॉज ऑफ जस्ट टू लाइब्रेरीज ना, पुराने सिचुएशन के हिसाब से, because of those two libraries you are running the 90 end libraries in a duplicate manner. Yes or no? Wastage. वेस्टेज आ गई आपके पास. पूरा ओएस चला रहे हो, ओएस को 2 बार चला रहे हो, सेम ओएस है, सिर्फ 2 लाइब्रेरी का तो डिफरेंस है. एंड जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दोज 2 लाइब्रेरीज यू आर रनिंग दी ओएस मल्टीपल टाइम्स and you are running the setup like that. That's a problem, right? That was not a problem when we used to have the applications running in the count of hundreds, right? And when you're talking about users in the count of thousands, nowadays the applications running in the count of thousand and the users are in the millions category में आ जाते हैं, right? Everybody has a smartphone, everybody want to use the application whenever they want to use, right? You're talking about that kind of a situation, guys. Earlier what used to happen is कुछ लोगों के पास नेट का एक्सेस हुआ करता था, कुछ लोगों के पास कंप्यूटर हुआ करता था. there are number of people who are actually accessing the application. Nowadays the infrastructure is like that, everybody can access the application anytime you want, right? And that's the drawback. This is the situation which we are talking about, right? So virtualization ने काफी कुछ ठीक किया, but obviously there are drawbacks of virtualization as well. I'm not gonna say containerization is an alternative of virtualization, because both of them have their own benefits and disadvantages. But yeah, this is one common issue which the virtualization had, right? Just to have those 2 libraries separately installed for your applications, you get the entire 98 set of libraries running in a duplicate manner. You get the entire operating system running in the duplicate manner, right? Any questions, guys? Anyone who wants to ask me a question on this, I'll be more than happy to answer. Does make sense, right?
Yes.
Okay. So ये है, मतलब this is the situation. To overcome this part, we come across with what you call the containerization, right? तो virtualization को लोग ना ज़्यादातर ये भी कहते हैं कि this is more like hardware based stuff, right? हार्डवेयर बेस की बात करते हैं, ये शायद स्लाइड्स में आपके पास होगा अभी, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट वर्चुअलाइजेशन इज, ये उसी की बात कर रहा है. व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ कंटेनराइजेशन, ये हार्डवेयर जो वर्चुअलाइजेशन है ये एनेबल करती है सब सिस्टम लेवल पे रादर देन दी हार्डवेयर और ओएस लेवल. सो व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सब सिस्टम लेवल, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑन दी ओएस लेवल, ओएस के अंदर, राइट? इसके केस में क्या होता है, यू गॉट अ मशीन with enough configuration, ठीक है, आप अपना हार्डवेयर ले लीजिए, on top of which you are going to run the OS, and top of that you are going to run a container engine, right? And you're going to run the application plus its RTE, right? So when you're talking about RTE is basically the runtime environment, the dependencies. इसके लिए यहाँ सेपरेटली 2 लाइब्रेरी चलेंगी, इसके लिए यहाँ सेपरेटली 2 लाइब्रेरी चलेंगी. बाकी जो 98 लाइब्रेरीज थी वो बेसिकली इस ओएस से आ जाएंगी, जो भी आपका ओएस चल रहा है, राइट? सो कंटेनर्स कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज द लाइट वेटेड वीएम, गाइस, right? Container can be considered as a light weighted VM. So there are a lot of differences. ये एक basic solution है, right? You're talking about the application and there are 2 libraries. यही तो 2 libraries थी ना. These are the 2 libraries which are different, right? So why to run the exact 98 copies again? You just need to run those 2 libraries in a separate manner, in an isolated manner, so that the application can run. And that's what the container does for us. So it's a light weighted virtual machine, right? So it's more like it's providing a kind of an isolation, a huge isolation, an isolation on the subsystem level, on the software level.
So Vishal, one question.
हाँ जी, सर बताइए.
So only libraries is the thing which differentiate the application versions, or apart from libraries, any other things can also differentiate.
Yeah, any other thing, version of the application can also be different.
Okay, but
इसी
the
एप्लीकेशन इसी
kernel,
एप्लीकेशन के 2 वर्जन चलाने हैं.
the kernel also can be different, or it needs to be the same.
सर दैट डिपेंड्स, आप किस लेवल का आइसोलेशन खेलना चाहते हैं. The situation could be you're talking about a runtime environment, and that runtime environment could be the entire operating system.
Okay.
Example, जैसे कि मैं आपको बताता हूँ, right? Let me give you an example. Let's suppose this machine has an operating system of Red Hat, RHEL. ठीक है? This application is based upon RHEL, and this application is based upon CentOS. Correct?
Okay.
इस कंटेनर का साइज बहुत छोटा होगा कंपैरेटिवली, क्योंकि वो RHEL बेस्ड है, तो जो RHEल की लाइब्रेरीज उसको चाहिए वो यहाँ से भी मिल जाएंगी. इसका साइज काफ़ी बड़ा होगा बिकॉज इट इज़ रनिंग ऑन CentOS, राइट? CentOS चल रहा है, हार्डवेयर लेवल पे जो करना होगा वो कर लेगा, बट इवेंचुअली जो एप्लीकेशन को रन करने के लिए CentOS चाहिए या उबंटू लगा लेते हैं, ठीक है. CentOS तो फिर भी RHEल जैसा हो जाता है. लेट्स ट्राई टू मेक इट एज उबंटू, राइट? सो उबंटू इज अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ना, right?
So it means we can put separate OS container also on the same container engine.
अगर मैं आपको वैसे बात करूं तो नो, द आंसर वुड बी नो,
Okay.
right? You cannot run a Windows container on a Linux platform. If your base OS is Linux, right, you cannot run a Windows container on top of it.
But different
device,
flavors can be put, right?
sorry,
If base OS is RHEL, as per this example, so different flavor of Linux I can put, like Ubuntu
Yes.
plus Red or
Yes.
Ubuntu or CentOS.
yes, that's something which you can do.
Okay.
So Vishal, if I'm running a OS now, in this example, you had a Red Hat and the base, and then Ubuntu is my application base. So then, how this is different from my VM, the earlier situation? Now it's almost become VM, right?
The size, it's the size, no, sir, it's the size. We are talking about the application does not require the entire operating system. It may require a simple chunk of operating system. जैसे generally देखो VM में क्या होता है? VM में you install the entire OS.
Yes.
Right. In this case, we are not going to configure the entire OS. No.
So containerized version of the OS is going to be different OS altogether. Same Ubuntu which is running in container and which is running in VM, it will have a altogether different size and this thing.
Yes, obviously the size is very low, यार. ठीक है, Ubuntu आप इंस्टॉल करने बैठोगे तो उसको 3 GB 4 GB का स्पेस चाहिए होता है. यहाँ Ubuntu का जो साइज है वो 150 MB होता है मुश्किल से.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो you're talking about the size as well. The size is very different.
So Vishal, is it like the base OS is like a kernel maybe and Linux flavors which are on the VMs or those apps might be a lighter version of that which uses the base OS kernel itself for hardware virtualization or maybe talking to hardware for the interactions.
And that everything is basically managed by the base OS, right? The upper level of applications, if in case they want to interact with the hardware, they are going to talk to the base OS, right? They are performing the software level isolation, man. ठीक है, कंटेनर का काम है सॉफ्टवेयर लेवल आइसोलेशन का. जो उन्हें हार्डवेयर से इंटरेक्शन करना है, जो भी करना है, वो आपका या तो ये कंटेनर इंजन कॉन्फ़िगर करेगा या वो एप्लीकेशन के अंदर आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है उसके लिए.
Okay, Vishal, as we saw in the earlier situation, you said suppose I have a dependency, say JVM version 1.1 for one application, JVM 1.2 for another application. So I can only, install one of the version of JVM in a base OS, right? I can't have two versions running. Here you are able to do that. So application 1, suppose running JVM 1.1 and application 2 1.2. How that is managed here means OS is running here as well, right? On top of
OS does not contain that library. No? That library is running inside here.
Okay.
You do not have any version of JVM running on this OS. that specific version of that JVM which is required for this application to run is running inside it.
And what is this container engine layer exactly going to do?
This is basically going to provide that isolation.
Software isolation.
हाँ, जैसे कि इसमें हाइपरवाइजर के बिना आप वर्चुअल मशीन नहीं बना सकते, इसमें
Hmm.
कंटेनर इंजन के बिना आप कंटेनर नहीं बना सकते.
Okay.
You need some tool na, which is going to create that kind of an isolation with respect to any feature of your operating system, and that's
So,
what this.
so we can say that hypervisor was doing a hardware segregation and container engine is doing software
Yeah,
segregation.
you can more say it like that. It's on the subsystem level isolation which we are talking about in containers, and hardware OS level of virtualization is what the hypervisor takes care of.
Okay.
So Vishal, basically, I read somewhere some time back, for especially for this container engine type, like uh, kernel of most of these Linux flavor, whether it is Ubuntu or CentOS or RHEL, kernel is same, but each of these operating system are different in their services or basically software services what they provide. For example, the GUI, the way it works, maybe it has got on special services or piece of softwares which works differently than RHEL or than Ubuntu. So kernel is going to be same for whether it is RHEL or Ubuntu or CentOS, but services which these different OS provides, that will be different. So those services will be probably provided in these upper layer or software layer virtualization. Hardware level virtualization or those things are common and used by kernel. So that will be provided by the kernel OS. I
You
don't know
can say it
how,
like that.
if I remember it correctly.
I'm gonna agree with that. Right? That's perfectly fine. The reason being, when you're talking about the kernel, right? The Linux kernel, there are a lot of flavors, right? There are a lot of systems, a lot of flavors, which is basically based upon the Linux kernel. Simple as that, right? There are a lot of flavors. There are a lot of operating system flavors which are basically based upon the Linux kernel. So that's the stuff. That's the basic stuff. So you just have to understand it, that all of them will have a same kernel to work with, right? And the only thing which is different is that eventually they will basically what you call is they're gonna have more of a isolation with respect to their libraries and applications, right? So कर्नल सेम ही है, कर्नल सेम चलता ही है, हमेशा ही चलता है, आज नहीं बहुत पहले से चल रहा है. तो दैट्स बीन कॉन्फ़िगर्ड इन सच ए वे दैट यू कैन यूज़ इट. तो उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. वो जो कह रहे हैं वो सही कह रहे हैं, ठीक है. वो जो कह रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं कि सर आपको आइसोलेशन चाहिए, मैं आपको आइसोलेशन देता हूँ. आई एम गोना गिव यू द आइसोलेशन, दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स, दिस इज हाउ इट रन्स. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन गाइस? कुछ और पूछना है तो पूछ सकते हैं.
Nothing as of now.
Nothing as of now. Sure. चलो फिर let's move ahead and jump to the next stuff. ठीक है. So ये बता रहा है container level virtualization में क्या होता है. What exactly do we have in the container level virtualization? Again, this is the same thing. The advantages of container, obviously the best part, they are portable. Right? Portable VM भी थी, but उनको पोर्ट करना बड़ा मुश्किल था. इनका तो साइज ही मुश्किल से 100 MB 200 MB होता है, right? Because they are a very small footprint size, they are easily portable, right? Obviously, when you're talking about a container, the container contains the application and its runtime environment, right? उसकी application और उसकी runtime environment साथ में build है, तो आप उसे उठा के किसी भी उस पर चला सकते हैं, right? Let's suppose अभी आपके पास RHL बेस है, ठीक है, RHL 5.0 बेस है, अगले में RHL 6.0 बेस है, ठीक है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, right? You can move the container from here to here, because whatever dependencies which is required for this application to run are already inbuilt inside it, correct? So it's pretty
On
easy.
the first point, portable, you said. So VM, yes, it was portable, but then VM created in a VMware environment, we can move to another VMware environment. Moving to say Hyper-V or KVM was not that straightforward, right? So
It
in
was
this,
not straightforward.
it was not straightforward. You can just not import it. Obviously, you need to convert and import. right?
It
But
says
in
V2
the
V.
yeah,
Hmm.
and in case of containers,
Hmm.
still the same thing. Container created in one platform, can it run on any other platform, or it has to
No.
be on the same
Mm,
straightforward if I have product?
it has to be on the straightforward. The thing is, if you have the base OS as Linux,
Hmm.
right? The
Hmm.
container running on one base OS as Linux can be easily migrated to any other container or any other platform running the same Linux. Simple.
Okay. I no conversion or V2V or something. I need.
Nothing. Right? The images, the base thing, which is also known as the images,
Hmm.
images is what makes the container runs on a specific platform. Right? So it's the design of the image which makes sure that this is the kind of an application which I'm creating and this is where it is supposed to run.
And the container engine which you said, that has to be common, right? Or that can also be from, say, container engine.
That can
We have not.
that could be
Oh,
common, not to
okay. Yeah.
okay. The second thing it says reduced IT management resource, right? Now this is more into the management wala side, right? Management resources, because obviously you're talking about the machines which are running, right? A single machine can run n number of containers irrespective to the VMs. Obviously VM के लिए आपको size वगैरह define करना पड़ता था, सब कुछ manage करना पड़ता रहा, right? And these containers are very small finger footprints, right? They don't require that much of a hardware to run. So eventually you can run more than millions of container on the same platform if you want to run, or the same server which you want to run, right? And because of that, you will have less number of servers, so reduce some IT resources, obviously. The next one is you're talking about quicker spinning of app, and believe me, it hardly takes 2 seconds to run a web server. Simple, right? It hardly takes 2 seconds to run a web server, right? That's how fast containers are, right? So within 2 seconds, I can run a web server and can deploy it in such a way that it can be accessible to anyone in the world, right? And that's the reason why the containers are getting popular. They are very easy to use. They are, very small, very easy to deploy, manage, and configure, and that's the reason why they are being used in the market a lot nowadays, right? So these are some of the advantages of container. Obviously, you can read about them. So there's a difference between the use cases of virtualizations and containers, right? So ये एक topic है जो आप कल के लिए पढ़ सकते हैं. Guys, I was thinking, can we make this class at 7:30 on a daily basis, if that is possible?
Yes, we can do.
I am okay.
7:30 to 9. 7:30 to 9, Monday to Thursday. Will that be okay?
Yes, we had given 7 only. 7 as the starting time. 7 to 9.
7
We
जल्दी हो
have to
जाएगा.
finish by 9. That's what we have to.
7 थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाएगा actually.
That's okay. 7:30 to 9 is fine. Yeah.
The reason why I'm telling is because I generally go for walking and cycling and all ना, तो मेरे को वापस
Okay.
आते आते इतना टाइम लग जाता है.
No issue. So let's do it 7:30 to 9. It's for easier for us also. Otherwise, it was 1 hour, 2 hour class meeting. So bit of confusion.
ठीक है, तो we'll keep it 7:30 to 9 constant, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the next thing which we have to understand is what is Docker. Docker is the container engine, guys. See, right? It is the software which is designed to run the containers, run, deploy, manage the containers, right? So Docker is one of the popular container engine we have in the world. So what Docker does, you take one machine, the machine has the hardware, doesn't matter, right? It has the hardware plus the OS. On top of this, you install Docker, and on top of it, you can start creating the applications. Simple. You can start creating the applications. You can start running the containers, C1, C2, suppose C3, C4. You can start running the container. Simple as that. That's what Docker does for us, guys. Right? That's what Docker does for us. All right. So this is what the Docker does. Allows us to run the containers. Right. So if you have 10 machines inside your infrastructure, right, on top of which you want to run the containers, you can run it with the help of Docker. The issue with this is, this Docker daemon is only responsible for creating, managing, deleting the containers on this host. Simple as that. It cannot do anything with this container. Right? There is no option available for us right now in a standalone machine. If you're talking about a standalone machine, right? The Docker, a Docker running on this standalone machine can only manage the containers running inside this. Right? So that's what being explained on the next slide. Right? It says the need of orchestration system. So when you're talking about the term orchestration, it's more like an automator. Right? So when we are talking about the applications which are supposed to be production grade applications, or production ready applications, eventually there are a lot of things which you have to consider: the backups, the reliability, the monitoring, the health management, right? Upgradation, downgradations, all those things, right? So when you're talking about that kind of a scenario where you're talking about an application to be running in such a way that eventually you have to take care of all those things, Docker may get lagged behind, right? And when you're talking about running it on a production setup, all these points will come into the picture where you're talking about, how all these containers should be coordinated and scheduled, right? Where exactly, like if you have a cluster of nodes, on which particular node the container are supposed to go. Let's suppose आप लोगों को ये टर्म बहुत इजीली पता होंगे, affinity and anti-affinity, correct? So you're talking about two applications which are kind of a nemesis of each other, right? They cannot run on the same machine. So is there a possibility that I can run one application on one Docker host, another application on another Docker host? Or let's suppose two applications are closely bounded, you are supposed to run them both on the same Docker host. Is it a possibility? Can we do that with the help of a Docker? No, sir, we cannot, right? That's where we need the orchestration system, right? The upgradation, downgradation, right? You talk about all those blue-green deployments, yeah, rolling updates, and everything like that, which basically are the common terms which we use which we use in the application upgradation processes. Can we do that in Docker? No. That again is a question which comes into. Obviously, the monitoring part is huge, right? You need to understand that whether your applications, your container applications are running or not. What's the health of them? Wrong, should it be automatically restarted or redeployed anywhere else in your cluster? If that's a possibility, how can we do that? Again, all these things leads us to the requirement of deploying an orchestration system in my cluster, right? And that's where the next big thing comes into the picture in case of containerization, and that next thing is what you call the Kubernetes, right? That next thing is what you call the Kubernetes. So this is the life cycle of an application. Obviously, when you're running it for the first month or for first week or something, you're gonna run it on Docker, and once that application is ready, you can get it deployed on a Kubernetes cluster, and the Kubernetes is going to manage the entire life cycle of that application. Whatever you want to manage according to that, it can be managed using the Kubernetes. So when you're talking about specifically about Kubernetes is basically a container orchestration tool, right? It is basically a container orchestrator, and we already discussed what container orchestration is. So अगर आप लोगों ने ESXi सुने होंगे, मैं अगर बहुत लेमन में बात करूं आपके लिए, ठीक है, तो हमारे पास ESXi होते हैं गाइस, आप लोगों ने सुने हैं गेस?
Yes.
Yes.
ठीक है, अब इन एक्सरसाइज को मुझे इंडिविजुअली मैनेज करना होता है, तो मैं vSphere क्लाइंट डाल देता हूँ, राइट? करेक्ट, vSphere क्लाइंट डालता हूँ, vSphere क्लाइंट से इस मशीन का आईपी डालूंगा ESXi का, इसका यूजर नेम पासवर्ड डालूंगा, लॉगिन हो जाऊंगा, मुझे इस ESXi के अंदर जितनी भी VMs चल रही हैं वो सारी दिख जाएंगी. What if I have to manage them as a single cluster? For them, all of these three should be connected to a vSphere. क्या था vSphere center? तो vCenter था ना? vCenter.
vCenter, yeah.
ठीक है, vCenter होता है, आप vCenter पे जाके लॉगिन करते हो, फिर बैठ के इसे सारों को मैनेज करते हो. This is exactly what the Kubernetes and Docker is all about, right? All these machines are Docker host, right? All these machines are Docker host. इस पे अपना खुद का डॉकर चल रहा है, इस पे अपना खुद का डॉकर चल रहा है, इस पे अपना खुद का डॉकर चल रहा है, राइट? दिस इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर क्रिएशंस ऑफ कंटेनर्स ओवर हियर, बट ये सारी इंस्ट्रक्शंस आप इन्हें इंडिविजुअली नहीं देने वाले हो. सो देयर इज नो such thing like individual connection. All these things will be managed by the Kubernetes. K8s भी कहते हैं हमसे, right? Kubernetes, right? So the user is going to make the request on the Kubernetes server, and eventually that request would be forwarded to any of these engines. All those things will be managed accordingly. Correct? Any question, guys? Okay, so that's what the Kubernetes does for us, right? And there are a lot of container orchestration tools which are available in the market. It's not only Kubernetes, guys, right? It's not only Kubernetes. There are a lot of tools which are available in the market, right? जैसे Apache Mesos है, Red Hat का OpenShift है, we have Docker Swarm, we also have Kubernetes, right? So this is basically Docker community. ठीक है, उन्होंने अपना बनाया हुआ है. This is again an open source software, Apache Mesos. Kubernetes is Kubernetes, but obvious. Kubernetes was created by Google. ठीक है, Kubernetes is created by Google, right? ये सारे लोगोस का भी अपना एक रिलेशन है, गाइस. ठीक है, जैसे कि अगर आप डॉकर के लोगों की बात करोगे, डॉकर का लोगो कुछ ऐसा होता है. देखिए, दिस इज व्हाट डॉकर लोगो इज. ठीक है, एक सिंगल वेल होती है. ठीक है, उसके ऊपर आप कंटेनर रख लेते हैं, राइट? दिस इज डॉकर, राइट? व्हेन यू टॉकिंग अबाउट डॉकर स्वान, डॉकर स्वान इज मोर लाइक मल्टीपल वेल्स कनेक्टेड टुगेदर on which the containers are running. This Kubernetes, as you can see the logo, it's more like a ship handle. करेक्ट? जैसे अगर आप एक शिप में मल्टीपल कंटेनर रख लेते हो और उन सारे कंटेनर का मैनेजमेंट शिप के थ्रू होता है, राइट? जहाँ शिप जाएगी वहाँ वो कंटेनर जाएंगे, जो भी हो. द सेम वे दिस लोगो रिप्रेजेंट्स दैट द एंटायर कंटेनर्स आर गोइंग टू बी ऑपरेटेड बाय मी, राइट? एंड Kubernetes is the brainchild of Google. They started using the containerization technologies in 2004, guys, जब लोगों को पता भी नहीं था, राइट? 2014 तक, till 2014, they kept this entire project secret. ठीक है, मुझे इसका नाम याद नहीं आ रहा. आई गेस बॉर्ग था या ओमेगा था, क्या नाम था? ठीक है, आई गेस पहले बॉर्ग था, फिर ओमेगा आया, ठीक है, 2007 या 8 में. एंड देन इन द ईयर 2014 Google donated the entire project to CNCF, right? Rather than selling this infrastructure or reselling it or doing whatever, he just provide the entire software setup to CNCF कि बॉस जाओ यूज करो. अभी आपका Apache लाइसेंसिंग के अंदर चलता है, APL के अंदर. आप इसे easily डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हो, कोई पैसा देने की जरूरत नहीं है, कुछ नहीं. एंड देयर आर कम्युनिटीज बिहाइंड इट हु बेसिकली वर्क्स डे इन डे आउट to make it more productive, right? Google का तो expertise है यार, obviously when you're talking about Google expertise, it's been behind it. So this is one product which you can rely directly on. You do not have to worry about कि यार इसमें bug आएगा, issue आएगा, नहीं आएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. This is one of the most stable orchestration management tool we have in the market based on the Kubernetes. Based upon the containerization platforms. Now moving ahead, ये एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. Can we use Docker without Kubernetes? Yes sir, we can use. This is journal norms, right? If you have a single machine on which you are supposed to perform the containerizations and all, there is no need for running Kubernetes, guys, right? अगर आपके पास एक सिंगल ESX साइज है जिसके अंदर आपको VMs चलानी है, मैनेज करनी है, तो there is no need to install a vCenter on top of it. Doesn't make sense, right? The machine is just a single host on which the machines are. Be worry about running another management tool to manage those machines, right? I can directly talk to the daemon running on that particular server to get it all rectified and get it all sorted, right? मुझे machine की जरूरत ही नहीं. So in fact the same thing happens in containerization as well, that if I have a single machine on which the Docker host is running, why do I require any other machine? I do not require any other machine. There is no need for it, right? सिंगल मशीन के ऊपर आप डॉकर के थ्रू ही उसे मैनेज करके चला सकते हो, right? The second question is, can we use Kubernetes without Docker? Well, yes, that again is a possibility, because there are lots of container engine available in the market, right? It is not only about Docker. There are lots of container engine which are available in the market, right? So you can basically use any of those things, right? So ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ डॉकर है, राइट? ठीक है, ये सारे आपको जो दिख रहे हैं, रनसी हो गया, CRIO हो गया, कंटेनर डी हो गया, LXC हो गया, लिनक्स बेस्ड कंटेनर्स, राइट? LXD, सॉरी, लिनक्स बेस्ड कंटेनर्स, ठीक है? ऑल दीज आर बेसिकली व्हाट यू कॉल these container engines, right? All these are the different types of container engines on which you can deploy the orchestration tool like Kubernetes to make the container orchestration possible, right? But Docker is one of the most popular one of the most easiest one to use, and that's the reason why majority of the Kubernetes platform or Kubernetes setup which you're gonna see will run on the Docker. Any questions, guys? People, any question?
Yeah, it's going good as of now. No questions.
Okay, so this is the theory, guys. This is what you call the theory of the first chapter. This is just to give you the introduction that how exactly we comes across with this. आप सभी के पास क्या कहते हैं AWS का सेटअप है, guys? Do you have the AWS setup?
Yes. Yes.
ठीक है, तो हमें जो भी प्रैक्टिकल्स करने होंगे वो हम AWS के ऊपर ही करेंगे. वी आर गोइंग टू परफॉर्म ऑल दोज प्रैक्टिकल्स ऑन AWS, सो मेक श्योर दैट यू हैव योर AWS अकाउंट रेडी, राइट? हम लोगों ने वैसे भी कंटेंट डिस्कस किया हुआ है, तो अगेन आई एम जस्ट गोना टेल यू व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द स्टफ व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू कवर अप. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेक. अच्छा, रीइन्वेंट आ गया इनका, कुछ नहीं आ जाएंगे. So we are done with the setup of this. Tomorrow, कल का जो एजेंडा होगा, tomorrow's agenda would be understanding the Kubernetes architecture. ठीक है, you'll be understanding the Kubernetes architecture and plus you'll be deploying the setup, right? We'll be setting up the Kubernetes cluster on the AWS, right? We'll set it up on AWS. If you have your own machine, you can understand it on your own machine, right? The next thing which we are going to understand day after tomorrow would be understanding the basics of Docker, right? अगर अभी भी आपको basics of Docker पढ़ने हैं guys, तो go to internet, right, and search out for Katacoda. ठीक है, Katacoda पढ़िए, Katacoda पे क्लिक करेंगे, ठीक है? If you go to this website, यहाँ पे आपके पास, so there is an option of Docker container runtimes. You can just click on this. इसमें ये रहा learn Docker fundamental. You can start learning these scenarios, right? So this is what containers is. The best part about this is it is eventually an interactive terminal, right? You have to read the instructions, like whatever instructions they are giving to you. You can start a scenario. These are the instructions, and then there is a terminal, right? So you can click on this terminal and you can start working on it. See, Docker जो ये बोल रहा है, if I run this command, the command will run. Right, so this shows you the exact type of stuff which we are looking out for, right? So आप इस पे Docker की practice करना चालू कर सकते हैं. Otherwise we are going to cover up the Docker fundamentals on day 3rd, right? And day 4th of this particular week would be all about creations of pod, right? So this week this would be your agenda. हम लोग इसे complete करेंगे, right? Next week when we are going to start with replica controller, replica set, and daemon set, right? This would be the topic which we are going to cover up. Replica controller, replica set. इसमें हम लोग pod और namespace दोनों cover up कर लेंगे. We are going to cover up pod and namespace, both these options. The next which we are going to understand would be related to services, right? What exactly services is, how services works and used. The next one would be understanding volumes. The next one is secret and config map, right? The next one would be deployment, right? The next one would be deployment, and the last but not the least would be the networking. And then there are some couple of questions which we are going to discuss, some couple of scenarios which we are going to discuss, which are recently get introduced in the latest version of Kubernetes certification. जो पुराना पेपर था उसमें सिर्फ इतनी ही चीज़ें थी, नए पेपर में इन्होंने एक छोटी सी चीज़ और बता दी, 2-3 चीज़ें और ऐड कर दी हैं, हम उन टॉपिक्स को भी इंक्लूड कर लेंगे. We are going to cover up those topics as well. And don't worry, I got the paper. मेरे पास नया पेपर आ गया है, तो don't you worry about it.
ये नया पेपर कब से लॉन्च हुआ है?
1 सितंबर से सर, 1 सितंबर.
ओके.
ठीक है, तो ये सारे तो आते ही थे, ये सारे तो हम पहले ही कवर अप करा करते थे. अब उसमें 2-3 चीज़ें उन्होंने ऐड कर दी हैं, जैसे कि इसमें रोल बैक आ गया है, आरबैक्स है. ठीक है, आरबैक्स के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत डिस्कस करना है. इनग्रेस है जो थोड़ा बहुत डिस्कस करना है आपको, इनग्रेस का क्वेश्चन आता है. बस ये 2 टॉपिक हैं जो चेंज हुए, बाकी सारे क्वेश्चन ऑलमोस्ट सेम हैं. ऑलराइट गाइस, सो दिस वुड बी आवर एजेंडा. होपफुली दिवाली तो हमारी वैसे भी वीकेंड पे है, तो देयर इज नथिंग टू वरी अबाउट दिवालीज एंड ऑल, राइट. सो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली 20 और 25th तक यू शुड बी एबल टू रैप अप, राइट, रैप अप दिस थिंग. कोई दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए.
And you told 7:30 to 9 Monday to Thursday. What about Friday?
तो फ्राइडे हमारी छुट्टी होती है.
अच्छा, तो we will have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days off, right?
3 days off, right.
Okay.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. Looks good.
And Vishal, you will take us through that lab setup and all, for right? On the
कल
AWS.
करेंगे ना पूरा. आपको AWS आता है गाइस? Do you know AWS?
Yeah, we had that.
ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ इंस्टेंस लॉन्च करना आना चाहिए, बस उतना चाहिए.
Certified also, AWS certified we all.
AWS certified.
ठीक है, फिर तो ओके. फिर तो Kubernetes का क्लस्टर सेटअप करना मैं बताऊंगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, बिकॉज दैट वुड बी a question in the certification as well, guys. You have to set up the Kubernetes cluster, right? So tomorrow's class would be all about understanding the architecture and setting up the Kubernetes cluster, and I'm going to show you the documentation. ठीक है, मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था, इट्स एन ओपन बुक सर्टिफिकेशन. जो चीज़ मैं कल फॉलो करूंगा वो मैं उसकी वेबसाइट से फॉलो करूंगा. ठीक है, और वो एग्जैक्ट थिंग आपको पेपर में भी अवेलेबल होगी, सिर्फ आपको रन करनी है. करेक्ट?
Okay. And you will give the idea of sizing the Kubernetes system also?
Sizing in
How
the
to
sense,
size?
sizing in
How?
the sense कैसे? How to create,
Sizing in
like,
the sense means how many master nodes are required, or
हाँ,
means
मैं आपको वो एक आइडिया दे दूंगा. लाइक विल टॉक अबाउट सम बेसिक यूज केस सिनेरियोस कि किस तरीके का सेटअप चलता है. आई कैन टेल यू अबाउट दैट.
हाँ, जैसे 100 कंटेनर को मैनेज करने के लिए कितना बड़ा कुबरनेटिस मास्टर होना चाहिए, या 500 कंटेनर को मैनेज करने के लिए, राइट?
वो हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेंगे.
ओके.
ठीक है, चलेगा. इस कल सुबह मिलते हैं.
Done.
ठीक है.
Done, Vishal.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
बाय बाय.
Thank you. Bye bye.